Hi guys, this is Deep Sidhu here. I've come to talk about basically our political class of our country, as well as the media houses and the journalism. By profession, I was an actor, but yes, I became part of this farmers' protest, and even before the protest even started, I went on my social media handles and started talking about social issues because during lockdown, somewhere, I felt this need and responsibility to talk about social issues as a citizen or as a responsible man in this country. Therefore, whatever I've learned, and I've been through a lot and still going through it, so it's very important for us to understand certain truths about the kind of society we are living in. So let's talk about the political class, double standards of the political class in our country. Also, let's talk about the media and its role, journalism, so-called journalism, fourth pillar of the biggest democracy in the world. How they behave to get TRPs and views. That's the only probably reach and game what they've been playing. Like I said, I have been part of this farmers protest because yes, I come from Punjab and I have a land and I'm a farmer. Not necessary that I have to cultivate the land to be a farmer, but yes, I have my own land and it belongs to me, and my family has been into agricultural field, though my father was a lawyer, but yes, he was a farmer as well. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, they were all farmers. So that's how my sense of belonging is with my land, my village, my people, Punjab, and the country. So what I wanted to talk about, that it all started when we started this agitation, farmers agitation. The first day which I think we've called and then the protest started, that was 25th of November. Not 25th of November, but 25th of September. 25th of September, there was a protest in Punjab all over. We were protesting, but the biggest protest happened, or where everyone came and then became a part of it, that was Shambhu Morcha. Afterwards, we started permanent Morcha from the 4th of October, and then since then we were in a protest. But for the first time, this protest was noticed, or it gauged people's eye, was on 26th of November when we started our march towards Delhi. On the 26th of November, all of you have seen one video where it had gone viral. And in that video, I made certain statements. The entire country was laughing at it, and including a lot of media houses, they were laughing at it. But first, I want to talk about the political class, and then I will talk about the media. On the 26th of November, after one of my conversation with one IPS officer at Kundli border or Sonipat border, yes, a border before that, went viral, where I commented saying that this agitation is actually a revolution, and it's not local, but it's global, and it has global significance. And it will also have an impact on the entire geopolitical system of this country and South Asia. So just see where we stand today. See, how bigger, in a way, mass agitation it has become. And still, if you guys are not recognizing it. But since I was talking about political class double standards, on the 27th of November, Indian National Congress shared my post on their official page and said it is a revolution. Why? Because they always, all these political class or the parties always see some kind of opportunity, and that's how they start talking about it. I got a call through one of my friend who lives in Jaipur I can give all the details, saying that, I've got a call from Congress High Command. Would you like to meet them? And I said, no, I don't want to meet them because that's not my aim and focus. So that went away. Aam Aadmi Party, second political party. Before I came to Punjab in September, they were in touch with me. They wanted to meet up and I did not show interest. So they went away. BJP offered me to join the party during Mr. Sunny Deol's elections, and that was last Lok Sabha elections, and I refused to even join them because that was not my aim and focus. Why? Because when I was in Punjab, what I actually felt is that in such a democratic setup where so much of diversities are there, biodiversity, cultural diversities, what we need is a strong federal structure. And that's why I started questioning the existing unitary form of government. Nobody understood it. And what is a federal structure? The Constitution says it that we are a federal system. The Constitution says it that we are democratic people and we have certain fundamental rights, and right to speak is one of them. So that's how I started speaking. What happens 26th of November, the intensity and the gravity of this agitation was felt all over, but still nobody dealt with it with maturity and with responsibility. No political party. Opposition in a way, be it Congress or Aam Aadmi Party, BJP is ruling the country. They came and joined the protest. And I should tell you how. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, on a tractor, he came and became a part of the protest, and he had to fit sofas on a tractor, and that's how he was protesting. So this is how they see this as opportunity that they can probably grab more votes, because what happens, be it any political party, what they feel and consider that people, they are objects and leaders are the subjects. So the subject is the one who will act and objects are the ones who will be acted upon. So the whole game is about votes. The entire focus is political agenda in terms of vote bank. Everything is based on manipulation, lies, use and throw theory. This is how our politicians and our leaders work. Isn't it a sad situation for such a country like India? So that's what I started pointing out. And they started probably looking at it differently, saying that he is a fundamentalist or a hardliner. Nobody's ready to look at the other side of the perspective because nobody has the ultimate truth. Only God has the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth, if nobody has it, what we have is relative truth. Whatever for you, for me, and for everyone else is true, but it's never complete truth. So if it is not complete, then it is our duty. We are duty bound to listen to the other side of the perspective, but we never entertain it. So this is how this political class works in our country. What happens, the government which is in power, the other side of the parties or the opposition, so-called opposition, they look at the issues. They don't care about what people's interests are, how they should probably address the system to make it better. Only focus is to criticize what the ruling government is doing, which is our duty. We are duty bound to do that. I have been doing that since lockdown, whether it is Prime Minister or it is the BJP government. I've been criticizing them because that's my right. Similarly, they should also do it, but no, their focus is to criticize and to grab an opportunity where they can get more and more vote bank. So what happens, the same Congress party is sharing my post on the 26th of November on their page, but on the 26th of January, they are not only criticizing me, not only they are criticizing the government, Not only that they are portraying the whole incident in a bad manner, but they deleted that 26th of November post also because they don't want to get in a trap. But I have the screenshot of everything. I am talking on the basis of facts and I can prove it. It's not about Congress, Aam Aadmi Party or BJP here. It's about, I want to actually question the entire political class of our country that if this is the way you guys are going to deal with agitations or the protests or any policy making, if people are not in favor of it, and you guys will reduce it to your political ideologies or reduce it to individuals or see the entire or the events in isolation and do not see in its continuation, then how are you going to govern? How are you going to deal with the situation, such serious and grave situations? You guys are creating binaries and divisions amongst people. Where is the diversity in this country? Are we terrorists? Today, I am running away from cops. Wherever I'm sitting in the villages, on the roads, am I a terrorist? Did I provoke anyone? Did I kill anyone? Do you have any evidence or any footage, video footage to prove it? No, there is nothing. Why? Because the media started propagating it in a wrong manner, in a wrong way, because that's how our media works. They only want TRPs and they will start promoting lies. I can prove it. I can literally prove every point. And then that builds such a lot of pressure, social pressure on the governing party, on the party which is in power today, on the opposition. So they use it to their advantage. And this is... So the next point which I really want to discuss is how the binaries are created. Whenever some agitation starts or whenever some protest is happening, how the binaries are created, what is violence and what is non-violence. On the 26th of November, when we started from Punjab to come to Delhi, and we've been sitting on the borders of Delhi since past couple months now. On the 26th of November, the intensity and the gravity of this agitation was much more than what it was on the 26th of January. But that was not violent. Nobody felt the violence then because there was no violence. But when, as per your convenience, you had to create a binary and create some issues out of it, media wanted their stories, political parties wanted their issues, then it became a violent protest, or it was a violence. I want to understand what violence was there within the Red Fort. What violence was there when we were going towards our tractor march? Who finalized the roadmap? I started where I was at night at 11 o'clock in the morning, because at 7 a.m. I went and slept on the 25th night, and that was not virtually, but 26th morning. I slept for a couple of hours when I started. On the way, I got this information that everyone has reached Red Fort. Now, I want to understand, if everyone was there, and which they were, and I can prove it, all the farmer union leaders were there, so-called social activists were there, everyone was there. I did not see any violence on the way. Yes, there was a little bit of violence or some incidents elsewhere, but towards Red Fort, there was nothing. There must be some water cannons. There must be a little bit of, breaking the barricades. But that's not called violence. We've done much more on the 26th of November. Why it was never called a violence then? Because it never suited you then. So what is this happening? These double standards, this kind of hypocrisy, where do we get it from? This is how we are going to deal with issues. This is how we are going to deal with social, political, environmental, even for that matter, our physical issues. And what I also want to understand, that in the world of thinkers and the intellectuals, they have been time and again over the period of years writing books that how do you have to analyze and what is a process of analyzing such important social events. But how do we analyze? We always associate it with people because we need somebody to blame. And that's how I was blamed for it. And again, I'm saying, am I a terrorist that I'm booked for? Am I somebody who was provocating somebody? Am I someone who went and damaged or threatened anybody? No, I was handling the situation. The only one face over there. And that's why my people requested me that please come and handle the situation because it can go out of hand. So I went and handled the situation. I can also show, and it is there on my Facebook page, the speech and the words I've spoken from Red Fort. Time and again, I was repeating, be peaceful. We got to sit here. Let's wait for our farmer union leaders. But nobody, they all were outside, but nobody had come in because nobody wanted to take the responsibility. But I can share the speeches which were probably given. I can also share a lot of these meetings which they held with the government of India. I don't know what is going on. I was not part of those meetings. So please question either the establishment or the farmer union leaders. I was the only known face and I handled the situation with a lot of courage and then I was blamed. This is ridiculous. And thereafter, because earlier I used to talk in Punjabi, but thereafter when I went out of that place, I went and sat on a tractor and started addressing in Hindi because I wanted a national media and people all over the country to hear and know what the truth is. Nobody heard it because it was not a space, because such a propaganda started against me. I do not know. Are we that insensitive? Where is humanity? Who is provocating? And why are you guys putting blames in terms of that, look, this guy is a radical or he is a terrorist? I'm a Sikh and we've been raised with this principle where it was taught, Manas ki jaat sabe eko pehchanbo. Recognize the entire human race as one. This is universal. This is not radical. We were taught Guru Nanak Dev Ji's principle, saying Sarbat da Pala. So this is what we believe in. This is how I've been raised. No, we are not radicals. We are not anti-national. We are not terrorists. We were just protesting against a policy which government is implementing and peacefully since last 6 months. And that's our democratic right. But look at our media, the journalism, how they portrayed everything in a bad light. Because why? They wanted their viewership. They wanted TRP. They were after me to give interviews. I did not give interview to anybody. I gave one and then after that I decided, no, I'm not going to, because the way they're dealing with it, the way they are portraying the whole thing. And I wanted to point out, especially Mr. Ravish Kumar. I thought you are a responsible man and a responsible journalist, but I'm disappointed the way you dealt with this issue. Did you talk to me? You spoke about me. I was called a traitor. He did not bother to talk to me because why? Because their story had to go in the prime time. Such irresponsible behavior. This is the fourth pillar of a democracy, the media. And the political ideologies are running it. You guys have that division that's a certain probably media houses or group of media belongs to one political party and a certain belongs to another political party. This is how a country works. This is how you guys create a narrative and then people are forced to believe it because they'll only know what you'll show. Nobody will show the truth. They'll only show what is selling today. I am seriously amazed and shocked. Where are we going? What kind of future are we building? You think we can shape up a good future for ourselves, for our generations to come? I don't think so. So, and based on 2 photos which were clicked during Mr. Sunny Deol's campaign, one with the Prime Minister, another with the Home Minister, you guys have made me a BJP or RSS man that I've been planted. This is your intellect and your standards. This is how a planted man would work, the kind of issues I have raised. And what was it? An empty flag post. I am a citizen of this country. Red Fort belongs to me as well, as much as it belongs to you. And I, being a citizen of this country and a person who was known, a person who probably people would listen a little bit, went over there and handled the situation. Before me, the entire process already started, that our people saw an empty flag post. All what they have done, they've put Nishan Sahib and farmer's flag over there. And the national flag was already there. Nobody touched it. Nobody disrespected it. But how it was all portrayed, that we are actually there to disrespect our national flag. We are there causing violence. We are threatening the cops. On the contrary, those cops were thanking me because I was the one who was handling the situation with them. Nobody wanted to know the truth. Nobody knew the truth. Can we be more responsible? Can we be more accountable, more compassionate, more caring towards one another? Can we stop dealing with issues like this with such insensitive, behavior? I think it's time for us to change. I've been running away from cops. Why? See my track record. I was a law student, became a lawyer, started practicing, practiced in Bombay High Court, practiced in Supreme Court with so-called every name, Mr. Salve to Mukul Rohtgi to Aryama Sundaram to Mr. U.V. Lalit to Mr. lot of others. I went and briefed all of them. And today, where am I sitting? In some Haryana village, in some kotha, with a family which is staying in the farms, and I'm on the roads running away from cops. And what have I done? That I raised these issues. I pointed out certain atrocities in the system. The kind of suppression and repression is there in the system. I really request you guys to think about it. That's all. I just wanted to share a little bit. And then, during lockdown, when we had COVID-19 situation, you guys, lot of these guys would look at Nishan Sahib and they would go towards it because there was a Gurdwara Sahib where langar was getting served. Then you did not have a problem from that Nishan Sahib. When our army goes and fights the Chinese at the border, they carry Nishan Sahib, then you don't have a problem. But when we are asking for our rights and Nishan Sahib, farmer's flag, our Indian flag is there, all three spirits are fighting this together, then you think it's religious? No, it's not religious. It's a way of life. It's that diversity which we have in this country, and we call it unity in diversity. Kindly do not tolerate diversity. Accept it. Acceptance is more important than tolerance. Tolerance portrays arrogance. We really need to think about these issues. We really have to be a good human beings and believe in humanity rather than getting divided and saying that, oh, so-and-so is a hardliner, or he's a terrorist, or he's a Khalistani, or so and so. You guys take care. Thank you so much.